we chose for our card. So I guess close our eyes.
Okay.
We'll see how that feels.
All right.
But we're already warmed up from laughing so much, which is good.
Yeah.
All right. We'll take a few deep breaths. This is a good one. It's all, so the third eye is all about intuition. It says you've been using your sixth sense recently. Sixth sense. That's a tough one. Your intuitive powerhouse, the third eye, and it's guiding you in the right direction, Krista. Your third eye sees far beyond your two eyes and the limitations of your mind, which can only dream up what is known. Your intuition speaks to you in whispers, in visions, in feelings. Find the language of your third eye and continue to follow its hunches as you have been. The more you become aware of it, the easier this dialogue becomes. Your third eye is taking you on the very journey that your soul was put on this planet to fulfill. We came here to live, love, and learn. As long as you continue viewing the world from your third eye, you will surpass all limitations and find yourself limitless. Trust your intuition and keep moving forward. The path will continue to illuminate as you take the steps. Bring your awareness into your body, scanning your body from head to toe, toe to head. And it is kind of nice to notice, when we have a more active beginning of class, when you kind of do quiet down, you can draw that energy down into your body and use it to energize your practice. We'll deepen the breath a little more, always breathing in and out through the nose. Sit up a little bit taller, shoulders back, heart forward, dropping the chin just a bit. In the process of scanning your body, check in and see where you're at today, how you feel physically, emotionally, energetically. And then our practice helps to bring all that into balance. Few rounds of our 3-part breath, and then we'll revisit all that stuff toward the end of class today. So let's inhale, expanding the belly. And halfway through your inhalation, draw the navel back toward the spine. The breath moves up through the ribs into the chest. Gently hold it out, hold it in. Feel any strain anywhere in your body, especially your face. Exhaling when you feel ready. You control the exhale down from the chest to your belly, drawing the navel back toward the spine. Releasing as much air from your lungs as you can, and then right back into your inhale. Drawing the navel back, continuing to inhale. Holding the breath. Exhaling when you're ready, nice and slow, controlled. Last one, right back into the inhale. Draw it back and let it rise. Holding, relaxing your body when you hold your breath. Exhale when you're ready. All the way down to the belly. Navel back toward the spine. And back to your natural breath. Come up to standing to start. Come up to the top of your mat. So if we start to move through this practice and you feel like you want some blocks, you are always free to grab a couple blocks. We're going to stand, finding our foot placement, big toes touch, heels apart. And close your eyes, roll the shoulders a few times in each direction, lifting and lowering your head. Change direction with your shoulders. And mindful of the space that you have when we lift and lower the arms. So you might want to lift them forward and up. Let's inhale, reach the arms up toward the ceiling, lift your toes. On your exhale, bend your knees, come into a fold. Nice and slow, keeping your knees bent. Hang here, relax your arms, your shoulders, your neck. And on your next inhale, roll it up nice and slow. Big inhale lifts you all the way. Reach your arms up. You're gonna breathe like this a few times. Exhale, bending the knees as you float back down into your fold. We'll take a couple breaths here this time. Bend and straighten one leg at a time. Both legs together. So we start to open up the back side of the body a little bit more. And your next inhale rolls you back up to standing. Arms come up toward the sky. Lift your toes. Exhale, dive. Maybe feeling a little stronger as we warm up the spine. Core slightly engaged. Again, bend and straighten for your couple breaths here. And inhale, roll it up. Reach it up. Lift your toes. Exhale, dive. Hands to shins. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. And exhale, fold. Let's inhale and roll it up again. Engaging the core, lift your toes, arms come up. Exhale, nice flat back for as long as you can as you come into your fold. Hands to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. And exhale, fold. Now hands come down beside your feet. Feel free to bend your knees here if you need to. Or you can use blocks under your hands. We're going to inhale and step the left foot back, coming into our lunge. Lift your head, reach your heart forward. And we'll step it back to down dog. Make your way back there however you need to. And let's shorten this down dog. Step your feet in just enough so you can release your heels down a little bit more. And you feel the weight shift to your lower body. Head between your arms. Breathing here. Into your belly. Hips lift high. Notice if you're holding tension in your back, your upper back, and see if you can relax that. Relax your chest and your belly. We'll take one more breath here. Let's inhale up to our toes. And on the exhale, set your knees down. Rolling through cat-cow. On your inhale, lift your head, drop your belly. And on your exhale, round your back. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And a couple more times on your own. Back to a neutral spine. Press into your hands, your shoulders engage. Let your head hang here. Take your knees a little bit wider than hip width. And slowly begin to rock your hips from side to side. You feel the end of that stretch into the hip joint. And you're breathing, moving. Take it back to center. And let's move our left hand right below our face as we align our head with the spine. So left hand to center, right arm. Let's make circles with that right arm. So we find a little twist here as we make circles with the arm, opening up the shoulder joint and staying connected with the breath. So we can inhale as the arm comes forward and up. Exhale as we take it back and around. Big movement, nice and slow. And let's change direction for a few rotations. The next time you circle it back out to the front, place your right hand down, and we'll do the same thing on the left side. Big circles. And you can keep your focus on your fingertips. So your head kind of rotates with the arm. Connecting breath and movement. And let's change direction. And we'll circle it back to center. Sit back into child's pose so you can roll your wrists a few times to reset your body. Connect with your breath. We'll take one more breath here. And when you're ready to come back up, rise up to table with your knees back to hip width. Spread your fingers out wide, finding neutral in the spine. So you're lengthening from your tailbone to the top of your head. And let's slide the left leg back. So as we slide the left leg back, you want to keep your toes on the mat to start. And just press back through that heel so you open the calf a little bit. Take a breath here. And lifting the leg, extending. Lightly point the toes, keep your core engaged. And we'll come into our spinal balance. Right arm comes out, thumb points up towards the ceiling. Draw the right shoulder back. And breathe. And we'll start to reach back, right hand back toward the left foot. See if you can grab a hold of that foot. And if you can, press your foot into your hand and you can lift the knee. Find a little space back there. Come into a half bow variation. Keeping the core strong. Gazing down toward the floor for balance and grounding. One more breath here. Next inhale extends you back out. And on the exhale, release back to table. And go ahead and round your back nice and slow. Tuck your toes, draw your chin to chest. Take a deep breath. Maybe rock your hips a little bit from side to side. Let go of any built up tension. And let's tuck the toes if you haven't already. And we'll lift up to down dog. Inhale takes us into plank. Knees up or down in your plank. Lift your head so your head is aligned with the spine. Engaging your core. Maybe see how it feels if your knees are lifted to shift forward and back. We connect with the shoulders a little more, drawing energy up through the hands. And from here, lift the hips back to down dog without making any big adjustments. Maybe step in an inch or two. This is our strong version of down dog. The weight is a little more forward focused in the upper body. So soften the elbows a little bit. Continue to breathe into your belly. Let your head drop between your arms. See if you can take your gaze towards your knees. And take one more breath here. Inhale up to your toes, lifting your hips high. So not shifting forward, but lifting the hips high. Exhale, release your heels back down. We'll try that again. Let's inhale, lift the hips high. Up on the toes. Good. Exhale, knees come down. Let's come down to our forearms. Roll the wrists a couple times in each direction. Round your back, drop your head into rabbit posture. You can walk your knees in a little bit closer toward your head. Really press your spine up toward the ceiling. We'll take one more breath here. And coming back up to your hands, back to table. And we'll take the right leg back behind us, toes in the mat. And pressing back through the heel. So we open up the calf on this side. Shoulders stay strong, head slightly lifted. And when you're ready, we'll lift the right leg, point the toes, core is engaged. And from here, left arm comes out. And we'll breathe. Keep the right shoulder strong. And when you're ready to reach back, go ahead and reach back for your right foot. If you can reach it, pressing your foot into your hand to lift the knee. If you can't reach, you just continue to reach back and lift the leg. And then eventually over time, your flexibility changes. There's a couple things you can do with a strap here that I can show you sometime. And we'll take one more breath here. Next inhale extends you back out. And on the exhale, releasing back to table. We'll take our knees out wide, big toes touch, sitting back into child's pose. Remember, in child's pose, we're working to extend the spine. So we lengthen out from the hips. The forehead comes down to something, the mat, your hands, a block. And you're breathing into your belly. So you feel the low back open on your inhale. Maybe the sides of your torso. And you can ground your energy here. Good place to just let go. Take a couple more breaths. Good. When you're ready to move, we can come back up through table and make our way into plank so we can finish this round. We'll inhale up high. On your exhale, slowly lower down. You can come all the way down this time. Forehead touches. Hands are right under the shoulders, elbows tucked in toward the ribs. Inhale as you peel it up to cobra, high or low. You should feel comfortable in your back. So if you need to lower down a little bit so your back feels comfortable, make sure you do that. Tuck your toes, press back to down dog. So we'll take a deep breath here. When you're ready, left leg, inhale it up towards the ceiling. On your exhale, step through, back to your lunge. Lifting your head. Good. Inhale, right foot forward. Same inhale lifts you halfway. And exhale, fold. Your choice of either rolling up or coming up strong, flat back. Inhale to rise. And exhale, hands at heart center. Take a moment here to close your eyes. Lift your toes so you can feel into your foundation. Soles of your feet, spread your toes out wide. See if you can set them down little to big. Inhale, lift the toes and set them down big to little. That was a little bit harder. And let's inhale and reach the arms up toward the ceiling. Finding extension in the spine. Maybe press the hips forward a little back bend. Exhale as you come into your fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale. Hands come down beside the feet. We'll inhale and step the right foot back to lunge. Lift your head. Good. Draw the shoulders back. And exhale, down dog. Let's inhale to plank. Nice long plank here. Heels reach back, and then we'll press back up to our down dog for our strong down dog. And if you're looking for a more flexible down dog, just shorten it. You can step your feet in a little bit, and then we'll ease up. Breathing into your belly. And go ahead and look between your hands. Come up on your toes. And we're going to step the right foot up next to the right hand. Big step up. And then let's step the left foot up next to the left hand and drop into a squat here. So our feet are out wide. Did I say inside or outside? Should have been the outside of the hands. And we'll take our hands to heart center here if you have the balance. Otherwise, you can keep your hands down. We'll take a breath, feel a little extension in the spine, lift in the hips. One more breath here. Bringing the hands back down. Maybe come up on your toes if you need to. And we're going to step it back to our plank. And lift the hips to down dog. Take a deep breath. Walk your hands back towards your feet. So you come into a fold at the back of the mat. We're going to work to straighten our legs here. So that's, of course, within your flexibility. If they're not completely straight, that's okay. If they are completely straight, lift your toes. So you feel your knees lift, your quadriceps engage. A little more opening through the hamstrings, the glutes, the low back. We'll take one more breath here. Feeling yourself draw in a little more on the exhale. And then your choice on the rise. Inhale as you come up to standing. On your exhale, sit back into chair. This time around, arms come straight out in front with the palms turned up. Feel your weight shift back to heels and hips. Draw the shoulders back, heart forward. Good. And breathe. Let's take our gaze down toward the floor or toward the top of your mat. So we can ground into it and breathe. Let your next inhale lift you back up nice and slow. You want to feel that lift in the backside of the body. Reach your arms up. On your exhale, slow dive, flat back for as long as you can, engaging your core. Come all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Let's see how the halfway lift feels with our fingertips right next to our little toes. So we inhale, extend the spine. And exhale, fold. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, extend the spine. Nice. And exhale, fold. Hands come in front of the feet now as we walk it out to our plank. Inhale. Knees up or down. On your exhale, slowly lower. Tops of the feet come to the mat. We'll inhale, peel it up to cobra. Maybe an up dog. Up dog, it's just hands and tops of the feet on the mat. And we'll press it back to down dog. And let's breathe here. Let's step it in. Let's shorten our dog. Soften the elbows, relax the shoulders. And when you're ready, inhale, right leg out and up. On your exhale, step it forward, back to your lunge. Inhale, left foot forward, lifting halfway. And exhale, fold. Let's inhale and roll up this time. Reaching the arms up toward the ceiling. Let's interlock the fingers. Index fingers point up. Good. Relax your shoulders. On your exhale, over to the left side, side bend. Inhale back through center. And exhale over to the right side. So when you come back, feel it at the base of your spine first. So you kind of roll back. Hands come back up last. Exhale, left side. I'm going to hold it here. Connect with the breath. Core stays strong. And we're working to straighten the arms. Feel our way into that right hip. Extend through the left side. So instead of really bending into it, think about reaching over to the left side, up toward the ceiling. And we'll inhale back through center. And exhale over to the right side. Inhale back through center. Reach it up. You can unclasp your hands, look up toward the ceiling, relax your shoulders. And we'll exhale, releasing the arms out and down. Drop your chin toward your chest. Keep the shoulders back. Take a deep breath here. And we'll bend the knees and ragdoll down into our fold. Really rounding the back as you come down. Heel toe your feet out a little bit wider than hip width, and let's reach for opposite elbows. Slow swing from side to side, letting go through the spine, decompress. Stay with your breath. We'll come back to center, keeping the knees bent. Release your hold on the arms and go ahead and bring your hands to your hips. And see where it takes you to lift halfway. So come into your halfway lift, nice flat back. And does your flexibility allow you to straighten your legs? Lift your toes, engage your core. Let's inhale. On your exhale, slowly drop back into your fold. Bend your knees if you need to, but if you don't need to, keep your legs straight and engaged. And we'll inhale and come back to our halfway lift. If it feels like it's within your practice, go ahead and take your hands behind your back and interlock your fingers, straightening the arms, and that will draw the heart forward and lift the head. On your next exhale, drop back into your fold. And if your hands are interlocked behind your back, let your arms fall away from your back. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Breathe. If your legs are straight, toes are lifted so the legs can be engaged. We're extending from the spine. On your next inhale, keep your arms where they are and rise up to standing so the heart leads. Inhale. Good. Reach your arms up toward the ceiling. On your exhale, soften the knees as you come into your fold. We'll heel toe our feet back to hip width. And let's inhale and step back to plank. Good. So when you come back here, you'll feel a little bit lighter. So hold here. Just notice how it feels in the shoulders, the arms. We'll take an inhale together. On your exhale, as slow as you can, lower down. Keep your elbows in. And inhale. Feel it up to cobra. Maybe up dog. Good. Hold here. Drop the shoulders. Heart reaches forward. When you're ready to press back, take it back to your down dog. Breathe. Inhale up to your toes, lift your hips high. Exhale, release your heels down. So without shifting forward, inhale up to your toes. Lift your hips high. Good. Exhale, set your knees down. Keeping your knees together, if you can, sit back into child's pose. If you need to take your knees out wide, that's perfectly fine. You just get a little more release in the spine when you have your legs together. Connecting with your breath. And this is a great place to connect with Ajna, that third eye chakra that we talked about in the beginning of class. You ground into your intuition here, from the root chakra all the way up to the third eye. And through our yoga practice, we really build trust within ourselves to listen to our intuition. Their intuition is pretty gentle. It's pretty soft. But the more that we listen to it, the easier it becomes. The more we hear it, and we tend to ignore it a lot because it's not very loud. We'll take one more breath here. And let's come back up to table. When you're ready, go ahead and step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Good. Right foot up to the outside of your right hand. Yeah, you got it. Yeah. All right. So from here, your hips, if they're up above the knee, try to sink down here. Sink down. Good. Find engagement in the core. Let's come up on our fingertips a little so we can reach the heart forward, lift the chin, and go ahead and let this right knee drop open a little bit, or as far as it wants to go. Take a breath. And then we'll plant the right foot back down, tuck your left toes, lift the knee. Good. And from here, let's do the same thing, but we're going to keep the knee lifted. We're going to drop the hips, lift the chin, let the right knee drop open. Take a breath. And let's take the right knee back in. And we're going to step back to a 3-leg down dog. So that right leg lifts up toward the ceiling. Inhale. Lift it up as high as you can. Remember to breathe here. Take a couple breaths. Come up on your left toes. Find big extension. And we'll inhale together. On the exhale, releasing your right foot down. Drop your heels toward the mat into your down dog. Take a deep breath. Without rocking forward, inhale up to your toes. Exhale, knees come down. I'm going to switch sides. So let's take the left foot up to the outside of the left hand. So you might want to tuck your back toes, walk that right knee further back so you can sink down into the hips. Reach the heart forward, lift the chin. It's okay if this left knee drops out a little bit. Take a breath. Rock a little bit from side to side. And then we'll come up on our fingertips if that's available to you, or you can have your hands on a block. Good, sinking down a little bit more. And now we'll draw the left knee back in, tuck your right toes, lift the knee. So set yourself up a little bit and then go ahead and sink down again. Lift your head. Extended here, maybe the left knee drops out. A big movement as we come into our 3-leg dog. Stepping back, left leg up toward the ceiling. Big reach up on your right toes. Hold it here, take a breath. Inhale together. And on the exhale, releasing your left foot down. Take a breath in your down dog. And once again, without rocking forward, inhale up to your toes. Just feel your hips lift nice and high. And exhale, knees come down. Perfect. We're going to come into a seated position. We'll leave our bolsters and blocks off to the side for now, and then we'll use them in a few minutes. So coming into easy cross leg for our extended cat-cow. We're still gonna warm up the spine and tone the nervous system like we've been doing. Take a moment here to just close your eyes and settle in to your breath and your body. All the hard stuff is over. When you're ready to move, we'll inhale and reach it up, finding that little arch in the back. Lift the heart, lift the chin. Exhale as you round your back, leaning back as far as you can, dropping your chin toward your chest. Inhale, roll the spine, just like you do in cat-cow. Exhale. Inhale. In and out through the nose. You start to move faster and faster. Your shoulders relaxed, arms as straight as you can. Each movement starts at the tailbone, the hips, the pelvis. It rolls all the way up. Your arms get tired. Put your hands on your knees and keep moving your spine. It's the most important thing. Releasing back to center, palms facing up, sit up tall, drop your chin a little bit. Take a natural breath. And then a 3-part breath when you're ready. Inhale, expanding the belly. Halfway through, draw it back. Continue that inhalation all the way up. Holding the breath. Exhaling when you're ready. When it comes down to your belly, draw the navel back. Let's do one more. And back to your natural breath. Fingertips to shoulders, elbows out wide, twisting from side to side. Let your head move with you. And again, a little faster movement. Or if you've been doing this with me for the past week, maybe go a little bit faster this time. Trust your body. You don't necessarily have to breathe fast. Just make sure you keep breathing. Setting up as tall as we can. Purifying the body and the mind. Come back to center, palms up on your knees. Take a few natural breaths here. And then a 3-part breath. Inhale, expanding the belly. Draw it back. Let it rise. Gentle fold. And exhale when you're ready. Draw the navel back at the end. Natural breath. Now we'll come on to bolster or block. Does anyone need one of those items? Coming into our healing posture. If you have a half lotus in you, one foot comes up on the opposite leg. If you're like me, you always do the same foot. So make sure you switch it up so your hips even out. Eventually, you can do both legs. If it's not available to you, do not worry about it at all. Great. All right, so we make our Vajra fist here, thumbs to the base of the ring finger, folding the other four fingers over. And the palms stay facing up, so you basically flex your wrists and place them right at the crease in the legs. So presses into the groin area. We straighten the arms, shoulders lift, drop your chin. You do your best to straighten your arms. That takes practice and time. But you're pressing into the thighs. That's really one of the most important things. And you feel a little lift out of your hips. So this isn't supposed to be the most comfortable posture, but it does open up the channels in the body that produce healing effects to the organs and systems and our emotional health. So we spend time here imagining ourselves as hollow. So no organs, blood, bones, cells, nothing. You can almost just imagine the outline of yourself. And then it's described as a hologram, right? So if you're free of those things when you're working consciously, for this time, you're free from imbalance and disease. It's a place of freedom that we can set our consciousness in temporarily to aid and support healing. Connect with your breath. If you're not a visual person, then you just get a sense of that hollow hologram, and it's luminous. So you can imagine like the moonlight, a full moon, the light of the full moon, that's kind of what your outline is filled with. And relax your arms, relax your legs a little bit. Palms of the hands up, coming back to your breath. Internal gaze is up toward the third eye. Stay connected to our intuition. From your inner prompting, when you feel ready to make a move, you can support yourself onto your back. But feel free to hang out here for as long as you like. Sometimes meditation comes really naturally after doing those last few things that we did. This is our time for Shavasana, but you can always use this time to meditate as well. If you're moving onto your back, get yourself nice and comfortable. Like I said, stay for meditation. Some small movements. Lying down, rolling onto your right side, rolling up there. Easing your way back up to a seated position. Keeping your eyes closed. Hands are out of center. Taking some time here to generate gratitude for one another, ourselves. Allow your awareness and consciousness to travel outside of these walls and bring gratitude to whomever you like, that you know, that you love, strangers, that you don't like. And see where gratitude leads you. Take a deep breath and draw it back into our hearts, bowing our head down toward our hearts and honoring the wisdom within. Let's bow a little deeper to honor the hearts and wisdom of our many teachers and ancestors, all of the lessons and experiences that we've had that have led us to this very moment. Joining and sealing the practice with the sound of Om. Take a deep breath in. Namaste. Namaste.